Hey, buddy, welcome back. This is my second podcast. This is Patrick Carr, DJ Rock, whatever you want to call me. I want to thank everyone who listened in to the first podcast. I apologize for the background noises. I'm still learning the technical issues of doing a podcast, and I guess you doing it in a crowded Mexican restaurant is probably not a good idea with all the background noises and the jukebox playing and so on and so forth. But I hope you listened in. I hope you got something out of it. Barb Muma from Barb's Dog Rescue is incredible. The woman's a human saint, and she still continues to go hard for Barb's Dog Rescue with her 400 plus dogs now. She's giving care, medical attention, and adopting out to whatever family could use a dog. I'm very, very grateful for her insight. And if you want to give to Barb's Dog Rescue, you can go to her website at barbsdogrescue.org and just follow the instructions how to donate. She lives 100% on donations. So the Dog Rescue is not a for-profit organization. It's all on donations and your donations. So if you could help out, that would be amazing. This woman does it all for these street dogs of Puerto Penasco, Mexico. And she finds wonderful homes for all these different dogs in her custody. So thank you so much for listening in. This week's podcast is something different. It's just going to be me. I'm going to ramble a little bit, but I'm going to call it Why We Can't Have Nice Things in the Desert. Why we can't have nice things in the desert. It's a story of Phoenix sports, why we haven't won very many championships games or whatever, and why I think we are cursed here in the desert. So with that being said, I want to thank you for listening in, and here we go. Oh, one more thing. My friend Mark decided we should call my podcast, thank you for your suggestion, Mark, Beyond the Cactus with DJ Rock. You get that? That's kind of cool. Beyond the Cactus with DJ Rock. I know, corny. Roll your eyes. That's all good. Anyhow, first of all, I'm going to talk about my Phoenix Suns. My Phoenix Suns team won 66 games last year, only to lose in the second round of the NBA playoffs. The year before that, being up 2-0 in the NBA Finals, only to lose to the Milwaukee Bucks. A few years back, Chicago Bulls, John Paxson at the buzzer, 3, game over, series over, Bulls win. And we even go back to the Garfield Herd days in the Phoenix Suns against the Boston Celtics, where the Boston Celtics defeated the Phoenix Suns in the NBA championship game. So, as you can see, being a Phoenix Suns fan sometimes is very hard. We always have a good team, but never over the edge or getting to the top or winning it all. So being a Suns fan has been frustrating, like most of other teams here in Phoenix. I started thinking about why are we cursed? What's this jinx about? What happened? And then it hit me. Back in 1969, the Phoenix Suns had the first pick in the NBA draft. Well, they were tied with the Milwaukee Bucks. So the first pick was determined by a 50-cent coin flip to see who get the first pick. At that time, UCLA was the greatest basketball powerhouse in the world, or in the nation, I should say. Nobody could beat them. They had like a winning streak, like 76 consecutive games. They were a machine. They were the best team in the league, coached by the great John Wooden. Well, graduating that year was a big, tall, skinny center named Lou Alcindor, which later was referred to as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Easily, Lou Alcindor would be the first pick. He was a franchise player and a player who was going to go number one and probably take a team to the top. Well, the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks wrapped up into a coin flip. 50-cent piece goes in the air, flips, lands on the ground, and it's tails. The Phoenix Suns chose heads. The Milwaukee Bucks got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor, whatever you want to call him, and the Phoenix Suns drafted Neil Walk. No disrespect to the late Neil Walk. He was my friend, actually. I got to know him working with the Phoenix Suns over the years. I was a very nice man who later was in a wheelchair because of a back issue that he had poor surgery done to it or whatever. But Neil was a great guy. He gave us some good years at Phoenix, but as we all know, Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, whatever you want to call him, was one of the greatest players in NBA history and went on to win many, many championships. So this is why I think the Suns are cursed. We lost that coin flip right then and there, and what could have been, should have been, would have been, no longer. We were a good team, never getting to the top. Year after year after year. Now this year coming up, we're favored again to be one of the best teams in the league. But who knows, my optimism sometimes gets shattered. My hopes and dreams dissipate. And yet I just get used to another year. Almost, could have been, should have been, would have been. It's over. Next is my beloved Phoenix Cardinals. Why are they cursed? All right, the Arizona Cardinals. Believe it or not, there really and truly is a curse put on the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm going to explain it right now. After 180 years, Chicago Cubs were world champions. They finally won one, ending Billy the Goat curse. Remember that one, Billy the Goat curse? The goat burned down Chicago or something? I don't know. But what people don't realize is the Arizona Cardinals has a longer curse held over them. In about 1925, there was a team called the Pottsville, Pennsylvania Maroons. They played in the NFL, and like a lot of these early NFL teams, they were working man teams. Pottsville was consisted of many coal miners. They were tough, gritty old men, and they represented the city of Pottsville, Pennsylvania, wherever that may be. Anyhow, getting back to the beginning, the citizens of Pottsville placed a curse on the Cardinals at the time. I believe they're the Chicago Cardinals. And they believed this 118-year-old franchise will fail to win the Super Bowl until their championship is rightly returned to the town of Pottsville. This is what happened. In 1925, the Pottsville Maroons football team participated. It would be the first of 4 seasons in the NFL. The Maroons capped the season by earning a 21-7 victory over them. They were called the Chicago Cardinals in the final game of the season. Since the NFL didn't have a playoffs or any kind of format for NFL championship, the championship was awarded to the Pottsville Maroons in their first win over the Cardinals, which gave them the best record in the league. Well, 6 days later, I think it was 6 days later, the Maroons played an exhibition game in Philadelphia against a college team, which was the University of Notre Dame All-Stars. A game the Maroons won 9-7. However, since they played the game without NFL authorizations, the Maroons were stripped of the 1925 championship. Well, sensing the opportunity to claim the championship of their own, the Cardinals went on the schedule and won 2 crappy games, which were in the league, to win the NFL championship. The ploy was written by the NFL rules, the time doing the open-ended schedule. So basically, the Cardinals snuck in there after they awarded the Pottsville Maroons a championship, and then they took it away from playing an exhibition game. Because the Cardinals were in the rules, the league awarded the Cardinals a championship, which already they awarded to Pottsville for beating the Cardinals a few weeks later, but took it away from them for playing an exhibition game, which was crazy. So today, even today, the Cardinals display a banner that they won the 1925 championship game at the Cardinal Stadium, which is insane, because they really actually lost it, but they took the championship away from the Maroons. You follow me here? What happened basically is the Cardinals got beat in a game that was considered a championship game. The team they beat went on and played an exhibition game. The league said, no, you can't do that. We're taking away your championship and awarding it to the Cardinals. So basically, to this day, they're still furious in Pottsville. I mean, they called themselves the championship was stolen from them. And actually, there's been a lot of books and different things written about it. The people of Pottsville said they put a curse on the Cardinals and will never let them win the Super Bowl. And the curse has lasted now for 1925 to now, almost 100 years. Present day, I still think Santonio Holmes, when the Cardinals did go to the Super Bowl and played the Pittsburgh Steelers, and like with the last minute to go in the game, the Steelers scored a touchdown and a pass from Ben Roethlisberger to Santonio Holmes. I still think he had 1 foot out of bounds. I'll always say that. I looked at the pictures. I followed it. I'm not a bitter Cardinal fan. If they had instant replay right there, the Cardinals would have won the Super Bowl. Thus, the curse continues. So basically, right now I'm showing you the curse of the Suns, the curse of the Cardinals, and next I'm going to move on to the Diamondbacks. It's funny, the Diamondbacks really don't have anything to be cursed about, although all the trades of the superstars they've let go for money reasons. The problem with the Diamondbacks is they're a small market team. Small market teams really have difficulties competing against large market teams. Let's be honest. The Yankees will always be good because they have deep pockets. The Dodgers will always be good because they have deep pockets. Money runs baseball. If you have money and you have a very wealthy franchise, you're always going to be good. These owners will not let their teams get bad. The problem is the Diamondbacks, being a small market team, don't have the money of, say, the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Red Sox or Chicago or whomever may have. So thus they have to be creative. And so many good players have come through the Diamondbacks organization. But the problem is they can't afford to keep them. Once they get to the point where they want exuberant contracts and the contracts are ridiculous, they can't give it to them, so they let them walk or they trade them. And hopefully they can bring up some new players. So the philosophy around here, at least the way I see it, is the Diamondbacks are almost like a minor league team for like the Yankees, the Dodgers, and so on and so forth. Because every time we have a player of all-star caliber, a superstar, so to speak, he's gone in a few years. And I see this happening. We got a very exciting young Diamondback team this year. They're not going to win anything. I'd be glad if they make it to 500. They're pushing to end up in third place, and they're close to being third place. They're a half a game behind the Giants for third place. And that would be a win here for Arizona Diamondback baseball because, to be honest with you, we can't compete. It's the bottom line is money here in baseball. It's ridiculous. Giving people a hit 250 like the San Diego Padres just traded for the Soto kid, and he's been average to say the least. But they give him more money than he'll ever spend in his life or his family ever spend in his life. Something really needs to be done. I don't know, salary caps in Major League Baseball, something, because every year I can pencil in the teams that are going to win the division. It's going to be the Yankees, the Dodgers, maybe the Red Sox, maybe Chicago, maybe any team with big money is going to win the division. So that's my curse in baseball. Money talks. The game is not on a level playing field. The team with the most money usually wins. And finally, hockey is kind of somewhat new and very shaky, so to speak, here in the desert. Curse of the Coyotes, I don't know. Moving from Winnipeg to Phoenix and then developing or taking on some of Winnipeg's traditions like the whiteout and all that just didn't fly that well. We've had some great players come through here with Jeremy Roenick and Keith Tkachuk and Nikolai Habibulin and so on and so forth. And Wayne Gretzky actually coached the team for a few years. In Elmira College, Barry Smith was actually assistant coach here for the Phoenix Coyotes. The thing I like about the Coyotes is, they're kind of like on the same thing as the Diamondbacks. I mean, they don't have a lot of money to spend, and they really don't have any superstars in the team, so to speak. But they're gritty and they play hard. And again, no one expects the Coyotes to win the Stanley Cup next year. The problem the Coyotes have, and this may be their curse, is a stadium. They want their own stadium. They first came here and they played at, it was called the America West Arena at the time. Now it's a Footprint Center, which basically was a basketball arena. If you ever watched a game back in those days, there was an overhang over the goalie. So they had to put a net there, and it was like, it was crazy. There was like a 3-foot overhang over the goalie. So, I mean, the stadium was built for basketball, not for hockey, and it couldn't accommodate hockey, and it looked stupid. So they moved to Glendale when they built the Glendale Arena, which is another really nice arena, which is going to sit still basically now that the Coyotes are gone, which all those millions of dollars in that beautiful Westgate area thrives over, things, events going on at this arena. But anyhow, they had trouble paying the rent there, basically, what I was told. And the city of Glendale had enough. And finally were forced to move elsewhere. Now the Coyotes have moved to Tempe to a college hockey arena, which will probably hold about 9,000 people, I believe, maybe even less than that. It's going to be Bush League. We have an NHL team playing in a 9,000 seat arena is minor league. Sorry, but that's the bottom line. It's just ridiculous. We can't get together with any of these cities to build a new arena. Possibly Tempe will do so, but we'll see what happens. There's been a lot of plans, but there's no dirt dug yet, and plans, build, rinks set down, basically. So the problem with the Coyotes is basically management, money, like I said with the Diamondbacks, and support. I mean, if you ever go to a Coyote game, the thing about Phoenix is kind of like even now at the Diamondback games, people are from somewhere else. I went to the Cardinals Diamondback game, St. Louis Cardinals Diamondback game recently to see one of our local kids, Nolan Gorman, play for the Cardinals, it's another story in itself. But I would guess at the stadium it was a Friday night game, it probably had 30,000 fans, and I'm saying 22,000 were Cardinal fans, St. Louis Cardinal fans. So that's the problem with Arizona sports. Every team has support from people who moved in different areas to this area of the country. That's the beauty of Phoenix. It's gorgeous. People want to live here. We love the sunshine, and there's no curse involved with the weather here. People can make fun of our heat, but when it's come this time of year, like mid-September all the way to mid-April, maybe early May, it is Chamber of Commerce weather, and weather that people die for. So we put up 110 degrees in the summer, but we live for the 70, 75 degrees in the winter. And the beauty of the place is there's always sunshine. Well, I'm getting off the mark here a little bit, but getting back to the Coyotes, I really foresee them leaving the Phoenix areas in the future. I don't think they're getting the support they need. I don't think they get the fan support, or whatever. And this could be a curse. We could be without hockey in the next few years. Time will tell. As for college sports, don't even get me started here. Arizona State has not been good since Jake Plummer's been here, and they lost the Rose Bowl to Ohio State that year. It's been a long time for Arizona State. They've gone through a lot of ups and downs. Currently, the team they have right now have 42 new players, thanks to the transfer portal. Many players have left the organization to go elsewhere. I'm not sure if it's their coach, the system, or whatever. Arizona State has been a mess. They're right now under yet again NCAA. They're checking in on whether or not they broke the rules of the NCAA by recruiting people during COVID. Herm Edwards, their coach, has been blamed for bringing players in when there was a freeze to doing anything during the height of the coronavirus. So Herm himself is mixed feelings about a lot of our fans here. Yes, he was a former NFL coach. He was a former NFL player. But his time here in Arizona, when he hired all these assistant NFL coaches to be assistants here at Arizona State, just hasn't worked out very well. And I'm sure Herm's job is on the line. It's a shame because when I first moved to Arizona State's football was huge, and the stadium was full. And right now, without for the students, I bet that stadium would be almost empty. So, as for U of A, I don't know how many games in a row they lost until they finally beat San Diego State this year. It's another organization that's really gone down the pooper. They haven't been good since the Chuck Cecil days. They were overrated a lot of times, but again, another program that just kind of maintains and never gives the fans or the community what they need and as a winning team. And it's just it's a shame that those two teams are that way. And hopefully, somehow, some way, with all the NCAA teams moving divisions and so on and so forth in the transfer portal and whatever have you, and all the changes in NCAA football, they could figure a way to both rise to the top again and be, respectable franchise. Because right now, they're both kind of a joke. All right, now in closing, I love the Phoenix area. I am so proud to be a member of the Phoenix Society, Phoenix whatever, not the Phoenix Society. I don't know what you want to call it, but I'm so proud to live here in Phoenix. I love it here. I think the weather's fantastic. I don't care about the summer, like I said. I hate cold, I hate rain, I hate winter, and Phoenix gives me what I need. It's a wonderful place. We're getting busy. I mean, a lot of people from California are moving here because, well, it's California and it's Arizona. So it's simple as that. There's a lot of things going on in California that I don't want to get into, as well as Arizona. We're not perfect. But I love getting in a car and driving an hour and a half to snow in the winter if I want to see it, which I'd never want to see, but if I want to, it's there. We have the Grand Canyon, we have Sedona, we have beautiful parks, we got wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people living here. It's a real diverse community. It's something I'm very proud of. I love the way my friends are. I love the community I deal with day in and day out. I love my adult daycare people at Mi Familia. We have the greatest time. Bunch of old men and women sitting around making believe they're great or talking about the good old days or just enjoying each other's company. I've been blessed. My children are very satisfied and happy living here. I have my youngest son is going to be married in April to the anchor of Channel 12 News, Emily Pritchard, which is the morning show on Channel 12. And they're doing outstanding. My other son, Matthew, married to Lisa. Matthew is a director of an engineering firm where he runs basically all the company and kind of coordinates for all the different engineers and managers and whatever. And his wife, Lisa, is a very accomplished employee for American Express here. My daughter, Kellyanne, is incredible. The girl is kind of my hero. She works full-time at USAA. She's a full-time mother. She got her bachelor's degree recently while she was being a mother and working full-time. She is amazing. The girl has drive. She's been knocked out a few times in her life, but she gets up tougher and all. She's married to Chris, who's bounced around a little bit, but currently going to be starting in some landscaping, kind of like a yard construction business, starting actually tomorrow. He had his own business for a while, but now he's moving on to working for someone else in the construction, landscaping, pavers, barbecues, pergola business, whatever. So I've been blessed. So living here is wonderful. I'm not cursed. I am the luckiest man in the world. And again, I want to thank every one of you for listening. Oh, how did I forget my wife? I can't talk about my wife, Jody. She is superwoman. My wife, Jody, is the she's the director of engineering. I always call her the vice president, but I don't know if there's that title there. She's a director of engineering for a engineering firm, and which is based out of Minneapolis and actually here in Phoenix, in Scottsdale. She is a hard working woman who has done it all for this family. I would be nowhere without my wife, Jody, and I literally mean that. She has taught me so much in life. She has believed in me. She lets me do all these stupid, crazy things like podcasts and DJing and all the fun things to keep me busy. She knows if I get idle, I will slow down. That's something I promise I never to do. I mean, I'm very grateful to be at my age to be able to do what I can do and be able to keep up almost with all my young pup friends I hang around with. I'm the oldest guy of all my group, and I hear from often, Craig and the rest of the guys, and make fun of my age. But Mike and all those guys. But I love you guys. You can make fun of me all you want, but I'm still here and I'm above ground and I'm still going strong. So I've been very grateful for that. Back to Jody. I'm so blessed to have her in my life, and I am the luckiest man in the world. So I'm going to end this podcast this way, just saying I've been blessed. I'm not cursed. Phoenix Suns could be cursed. Phoenix Cardinals, for after the game yesterday, for surely cursed. Phoenix, Arizona Diamondbacks, they don't have any money. Same with the Coyotes, so they're cursed. Get rid of the jinx, the black cloud over this beautiful sunshiny state. We need a winner here in Phoenix. We want our sports teams to play better. Come on now, everybody. Let's go. Again, as I close, I always say this to each and every one of you. I love you all. Peace and love. I'm out.